is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning. Adam Duxter filling in for Taylor Lazenby. This morning, police continue state line in Rockford. It happened just before 7 o'clock Saturday night at Don Carter Lanes on the city's east side. The conditions of the 3 people who were injured have not yet been released, and at least 2 of the victims who were shot were teenagers. Rockford Police Chief Dan O'Shea says there is 1 person in custody.
The individual that we believe is responsible and the only individual we believe at this point to be involved, we may have in custody, but it's still to be determined.
The state's attorney's office is now involved. Police have not yet provided a possible motive for the shooting. A simple message coming from the bowling alley this weekend. Don Carter Lanes posted on its Facebook page about 20 minutes after the shooting a simple statement of "Pray, please." It'll likely be another busy day at airports across the country, including right here in Madison. But medical experts say it will take at least a couple of weeks before we can see the impacts it had on the spread of coronavirus. Health officials have been warning people to stay home, but many are still choosing to fly. According to the AAA's holiday travel forecast, people are taking a wait-and-see approach to traveling. So while this weekend is typically the busiest time to fly, that might not necessarily be true this year. Another change, the TSA is allowing additional amounts of hand sanitizer through their checkpoints.
Yeah, I'm a healthy person. I'm not afraid of the virus. I'll comply with the mask because it's required, but I feel safe to travel.
The TSA says it screened about 1.2 million passengers nationwide on Christmas Eve, the most during this pandemic, topping the 1.1 million flyers the Sunday after Thanksgiving. Over the past 24 hours, Wisconsin has reported its fewest number of new coronavirus cases in a single day in nearly 4 months. DHS and county dashboards show an increase of only 630 cases in the past day. That's likely due in part to fewer people getting tested around the Christmas holiday, but it is still the fewest number of new cases since September 7th. DHS says 5,800 people were tested on Christmas, and the percent positive was just under 11%. No new deaths are being reported, while 30,000 of the state's 468,000 all-time cases remain active. And there's still a week left in December, but this is already the deadliest month of the pandemic so far in the United States. This is also the month with the most U.S. infections, more than 4.8 million new cases and counting.
When our ICUs get overwhelmed, we saw this back in March and April in Southern Europe and New York City. That's how the mortality numbers skyrocketed. And so this is happening now all across the country. We're reproducing that Manhattan and New York City epidemic for March and April now, times dozens of times.
There is a light at the end of the tunnel, as more than 1 million Americans have already received their first dose of a COVID-19 vaccine. But still, the government won't likely reach its goal of vaccinating 19 million more Americans by the end of the month. Politico reports the last 5 million doses won't actually be delivered until January. Governors across the country have been forced to rework their vaccination plans after the federal government said it overshot vaccine availability. Wisconsin is one of the states still waiting on vaccine deliveries. Meanwhile, vaccinations will soon begin in many European countries. In a tweet, the president of the EU said she hopes citizens will soon be able to return to their normal lives. The European Commission granted a conditional authorization for Pfizer's vaccine last Monday. And back stateside, a new model projects the U.S. will top 500,000 deaths by April, even with the coronavirus vaccine being rolled out. The University of Washington's model shows the possibility of U.S. deaths topping 567,000 by April 1st. That group also found that deaths could skyrocket to 731,000 by April if states ease up on pandemic mandates. Researchers say more than 33,000 lives could be saved by expected vaccine distributions. And locally, big news this week as Public Health Madison in Dane County says free COVID-19 testing at the Alliant Energy Center is expected to be extended into the spring, continuing until at least March 31st of 2021. The city says funding for test kits is provided by the state, while local dollars and federal CARES funds help cover costs associated with operations. Since May, the site has administered more than 330,000 tests. You can find their testing hours on our website, channel3000.com. Another big story this Sunday is snow, which could very well be on the way today, and a much bigger storm later this week. For that, we head over to meteorologist Chris Reese, who's got what you need to know.
Adam, we are watching a snow chance move into the area right now. Though things are quiet, as I zoom high-resolution radar out, one thing that you will see is that we're already starting to see those snowflakes develop just back towards our north and west. That'll continue to move in as we go throughout the afternoon. Anyone paying attention to the Packers game today will notice some snow around Green Bay because that's where some of that heaviest snow is likely to fall as we go throughout the day. In fact, winter weather advisories from Sauk County all the way north and east throughout parts of Door County. So that shows you where that heaviest snow is likely to be. Here in Madison, we're talking light amounts, generally an inch or less, probably 1 to 2 inches as you work your way further towards the north. The clouds, they're here, they're streaming in. They're going to continue to thicken as we go throughout the day. 26 our temperature in Madison right now. Janesville has already made it up towards 30. We're still at 21 in the Dells. It's very common as a storm system moves in that you start to see those temperatures warm up just a bit. But as we look ahead, expect those temperatures to warm up into the upper 20s and low 30s as the storm system moves in. Then our attention returns to that midweek storm system that could be a big hit for a lot of folks, Adam.
Snow football at Lambeau, late December. Now you're speaking my language, Chris. Well, all morning long, we'll be taking a look at the year that was as we get ready for the start of 2021. But as the ball drops on an empty Times Square this Thursday night, we'll all be reminded of the biggest story of 2020, the pandemic. Here's Danya Backus.
The 2020 coronavirus pandemic triggered a health crisis that sickened millions and killed hundreds of thousands.
I have been through many public health crises before, but this is the toughest one we have ever faced as a nation.
The toll on healthcare workers on the front lines, unimaginable.
I would go home and go straight to the shower. Part of this was to protect myself and my family, but the other part was so I could go cry in the shower and finally release for the day.
The virus was tricky, with young and asymptomatic people behind more than half of transmissions. Some COVID long haulers continue to deal with effects months later, from cardiovascular problems, chronic pain, extreme fatigue, and brain fog.
I have really bad joint pain. I still have this pressure in my chest. I also had a lot of confusion.
COVID-19 affected a disproportionate number of Black and Hispanic patients and also continues to have a big impact on mental health in many age groups. The pandemic launched a global race for a vaccine, with Pfizer and Moderna leading the pack. Vaccinations began in the U.S. in December. A CDC panel recommended healthcare workers and nursing home residents are the first to receive the vaccine.
I hope this marks the beginning to the end of a very painful time in our history.
The 2019-2020 flu season got off to an early and unusual start, with flu B viruses dominating, followed by a second wave of flu A H1N1. There were about 38 million cases, 405,000 hospitalizations, and 22,000 deaths. The CDC reported 1 in 54 children in the United States has been diagnosed with an autism spectrum disorder. With suicide rates rising, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline was turned into a 3-digit number. Dialing 988 will instantly connect callers with trained counselors. And the FDA approved the first treatment for food allergies. Oral immunotherapy helped children and teens with a severe peanut allergy tolerant to the equivalent of about 2 peanuts. Danya Backus, CBS News.
The CDC is investigating reports of multi-system inflammatory syndrome in children, a rare but serious condition associated with COVID-19. There were more than 1,200 cases and more than 20 deaths. Right now it is 7:09, and a lot happened around the world this year too. We'll take a look at that just ahead. And as we go to a break, here is a live look outside. A light dusting of snow today before a much larger dump tonight. Chris is tracking your Sunday morning forecast next.
pickup on all your fresh favorites from Pick and Save. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Is your credit score getting in the way of the things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit offer fast and flexible lending. Borrow up to $10,000 and choose repayment terms that work for you. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
Updating your home? Looking for that fresh new piece? See what's in store at Habitat Restore Dane County. Discover one-of-a-kind finds and discounts on appliances, furniture, and building supplies. Whatever your project, do yourself a favor and visit Habitat Restore.
Took down the tree. That means it's time to put 2020 in the rear view and get to the final days of the Ford Built for the Holidays sales event. It's your last chance for our best offers of the season across the Ford lineup. So hurry in today. The Ford Built for the Holidays sales event ends soon. Now get the Built Ford Tough F-150 STX for just $299 a month during the final days of the Built for the Holidays sales event.
Finding the perfect pillow can be overwhelming. So many cheap pillows out there. Are you really getting the quality and support you need for a great night's sleep? That's why Denver Mattress turned to a neurosurgeon.
I've been recommending Doctor's Choice for 20 years. And while finding a great mattress is important to a healthy, restorative sleep, you also need the right pillow. The Doctor's Choice pillow by Denver Mattress is the only pillow that I use and recommend to my patients.
So follow the doctor's orders with a Doctor's Choice pillow. Packed with hypoallergenic down alternative microfiber and made in the USA at our very own Denver Mattress Factory, the Doctor's Choice pillow provides the ultimate neck-riddling comfort and support. And for a limited time, when you buy one Doctor's Choice jumbo pillow, you get the second free. That's right, 2 pillows for only $69.99 plus free shipping. And every pillow comes with our 365-night better sleep guarantee. Shop in-store or online and get your Doctor's Choice pillow today. But hurry, this offer won't last.
News 3 Now takes you inside Wisconsin's COVID crisis, beyond the statistics.
I just can't even imagine how scared and how anxious my mom must have been.
Hear deeply personal stories of people who've experienced it, including one of our own.
Names behind the numbers, Friday at 4 p.m. Download the Channel 3000 First Warn Weather app today.
This holiday season, use the Pick and Save app to get personalized coupons, weekly deals, and rewards like fuel points. So you can save big on exactly what you want, no matter who you are. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
We have winter weather advisories in effect starting at Sauk County and then moving towards the north and east. This is the area where we're expecting to see at least some of the heaviest snowfall just through today. It's going to be light in comparison to what could very well come our way by the time we get you towards Tuesday night in the middle of the week. Doppler track already showing you the first signs of snow starting to move in to the Badger State this morning. Most of that is off towards our west. The air is fairly dry in the meantime, but that moisture is starting to move in. Cloud covers on the increase, moisture's on the increase, and snow chances will be on the rise as well. Lovely shot from the Edgewater Sky camera of our Capitol Dome being lit up. It's certainly cloudy out there. 26 is our temperature, humidity up at 88%. So as that moisture starts to move in and that humidity increases, we'll see those better chances for snow actually falling out of the sky. 20 in Camp Douglas, there. The Dells at 21:30 though. As you work your way towards Janesville, with the clouds of the precipitation moving in, temperatures will likely start to steady out into the upper 20s to right around 30. Here we are at lunchtime. You see that snow develops back towards the north and west. By 6:30, we have that snow over us here in Madison. Honestly, expect that snow to begin somewhere between 3 and 4 o'clock. Then it quickly moves on out of here. We'll keep the clouds around for a time. Then we'll see more sunshine into Monday. Will generally be colder for your Monday as well. Clouds, though, start to return as we move into Tuesday. That's where that next system that we've been tracking begins to move into the country. It's going to dig across the desert southwest and then work its way towards the Great Lakes. Now, one of the model trends that I have seen overnight has been for 2 systems instead of 1. The first one a little bit further south and a little bit weaker. The second one develops south and east of that. Where exactly that goes truly remains to be seen, but here's how one model handles it. This is Future Track version 1. It brings in that snow as we start to move into the evening time on Tuesday. By Wednesday morning, we're just warm enough that this particular model gives us a period of sleet, freezing rain, then over to rain. Then we go back down to freezing rain and sleet, and then over to snow, and then it takes that secondary wave well to our south and west, or south and east rather, as we move into your Friday. This is Future Track version 2. It agrees with the snow starting to move in sometime Tuesday night and into your Wednesday. It's heavier with the snow, but it's a little bit colder. So in general, we go over to rain, then back to the freezing rain and sleet. But watch what it does with that secondary area of low pressure. It develops that further north and west and brings us another period of heavier snow into Friday. Not quite sure what's going to happen with that secondary low just yet. It's not going to be until tomorrow afternoon that we truly have a better handle once the storm system is onshore in the United States. But for now, we are certainly watching the middle of the week, Adam. That could be an active weather period in the upper Midwest.
All right, meteorologist Chris Reese will catch up with you in just a moment. Well, the coronavirus ravaged countries around the world this year while terrorists took aim at Europe and a movement towards peace began in the Middle East. All morning long, we're looking back at 2020 as we anticipate the start of 2021. Ian Lee shows us the stories that helped shape the world this year.
The biggest story of the year began overseas as the coronavirus struck Wuhan, China. Some of the earliest cases were linked to a live animal market there. COVID-19 spread quickly, and northern Italy became the epicenter of the disease that overwhelmed hospitals and morgues across Europe. Many countries enforced strict lockdowns, but the virus devastated the world, killing more than 1.5 million people. Terrorists struck Europe, carrying out deadly attacks, including the beheading of a French teacher who showed students cartoons of the Prophet Muhammad. The U.S. took out top Iranian General Qasem Soleimani in a drone strike on Baghdad. Iran retaliated with missiles targeting 2 U.S. bases in Iraq. No one was killed, but more than 50 American service members suffered traumatic brain injuries. Iran shot down a Ukrainian passenger plane, killing all 176 people on board, saying it thought the jet was a missile.
So we want to bring our soldiers back home.
President Trump ordered a drawdown of U.S. troops to 2,500 in both Iraq and Afghanistan before he leaves office. There was movement toward Middle East peace as Israel established relations with the United Arab Emirates, Morocco, Bahrain, and Sudan. A deadly chemical explosion rocked Lebanon's capital, killing more than 200 people. In Hong Kong, massive demonstrations hit the city this year as people demanded an end to a controversial extradition law that allows China to deport them. And 2020 was devastating for Australia. Wildfires destroyed about 46 million acres, and nearly 3 billion animals were killed or displaced. Britain saw more turmoil over Brexit. After officially leaving the European Union earlier this year, the country failed to reach a new free trade deal. And Prince Harry and Meghan Markle broke ties with Britain's royal family to start a new life in America, moving to Los Angeles with their 1-year-old son, Archie. Ian Lee, CBS News, London.
And this year, Harry and Meghan are spending the holidays in California. Right now, it is 7/19, and will 2020 started with an economic boom? Well, that certainly did not last. The top business stories of the year and what they might predict about 2021 right after this.
This portion of News 3 Now is sponsored by Shopko Optical.
Shop Wild Easttown Honda for clearance deals on over 400 new Hondas. Lease a new Civic for just $179. That's $179 and absolutely zero due at signing at Wild Easttown Honda in Madison. It's gotta be wild.
Have you heard? Tempur-Pedic sleep is better sleep. With innovative memory foam developed by NASA, Tempur-Pedic mattresses reduce motion transfer, which means less tossing and turning so you can sleep undisturbed through the night. But which Tempur-Pedic is right for you? Come to Denver Mattress and test for yourself. Let our expert sales staff guide you to your perfect Tempur-Pedic. And right now, get a free Furniture Row gift certificate when you purchase any Tempur-Pedic. Shop Denver Mattress today, your Tempur-Pedic elite retailer.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head in monthly payments, there's a secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for the credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering you free information on how to completely resolve your credit card debt with a monthly payment you can afford. To see how much you could save, call now. 1-800-936-5735. Don't declare bankruptcy. Don't consolidate. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. After all, we depend on your success and offer a guarantee so there's no risk to call. Credit Associates. Live better, debt-free. Find out how easy it is by calling now. For the secret the credit card companies don't want you to know, call Credit Associates now and see how much money you could save for free. Call 1-800-936-5735.
Non-attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services sponsored by Nightline Legal. Cases assigned on a random basis to participating law firms. This drug remains approved by the FDA. If you or a loved one regularly took Zantac and were later diagnosed with cancer, call right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation. Potential cancers include bladder cancer, colon cancer, kidney cancer, stomach cancer, liver cancer, pancreatic cancer. Do not stop taking a prescribed medication without first consulting with your doctor. Discontinuing a prescribed medication without your doctor's advice can result in injury or death. Call 1-800-670-2995.
Shop Wild Easttown Honda for clearance deals on 400 new Hondas. Lease a new all-wheel drive CR-V for $269. That's $269 and absolutely zero due-it signing at Wild Easttown Honda in Madison.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Well, 2020 started with a boom, the economy surging, low unemployment, and the stock market in a never-ending rally. Well, then came the pandemic. Diane King Hall looks back at the top business stories of the year.
2020 began with unemployment near a 50-year low. The pandemic obliterated 22 million jobs, and Americans lined up at food banks from coast to coast.
These are levels that we have not seen since the Great Depression.
By December, the nation had regained about half the lost jobs, but millions of Americans remain unemployed. The government provided a temporary increase in unemployment benefits and the Paycheck Protection Program to help small businesses. And the Federal Reserve jumped into action, cutting interest rates to near zero and pumping trillions of dollars into the economy. Office buildings were abandoned as staffers started working from home using Zoom as their lifeline. The video chat service says in April alone, more than 300 million people a day were using the platform. As shutdowns dragged on, more than 110,000 restaurants closed their doors. The National Restaurant Association says that's 1 out of 6 possibly gone for good.
He took the keys back, and I walked away from a bar that had opened for 20 years.
Retailers Neiman Marcus, J. Crew, and JCPenney were among the big names filing for bankruptcy. With Americans using less cash, the nation faced a shortage of coins. There were also shortages of toilet paper and sanitizers. And as millions of Americans canceled travel plans, the airline industry lost tens of billions of dollars. Boeing 737 MAX returned to the skies after 2 deadly crashes left it grounded in March of 2019. TikTok became one of the nation's most popular apps, and President Trump demanded it cut ties with its Chinese parent company.
It'll either be closed up or they'll sell it.
President-elect Joe Biden nominated Janet Yellen for Treasury Secretary, and she promised to act with urgency in addressing the fallout from the pandemic.
It's an American tragedy.
All right, thank you.
The stock market stumbled over COVID-19, but recovered its losses, with the Dow hitting 30,000 for the first time in November. Tesla stock skyrocketed its meteoric rise, putting it on course for inclusion in the S&P 500. And technology stocks were riding high as Americans used the internet for everything from shopping to movies. And that's the year in business. Diane King Hall, CBS News, New York.
There's still half an hour of news still ahead here on News 3 Now this morning, Sunday. Next, we'll get you caught up on what's making news this holiday weekend. And we'll continue our look back at the year that was and anticipate the arrival of a new year. We'll be right back.
If we spend a third of our life sleeping, shouldn't we try to get the best sleep possible? That's why Denver Mattress is all about that sleep life. And during the New Year's Super Sale, save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Score free shipping and check out the Summit Firm for only $199.99. Save $100 on our entire Doctor's Choice lineup. Or purchase a Tempur-Pedic and get a free $300 Furniture Row gift certificate, plus 5 years no interest financing. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right mattress.
Today, you can turn your home into a university, and you can turn a lasting career into reality. With Herzing University, you can earn a degree in today's hottest fields, anytime, online. Herzing is recognized, accredited, experienced, and transfer-friendly, with more than 90% student satisfaction. For a limited time, we'll waive your enrollment fee. See what your career can turn into with Herzing University. I'm possible at Herzing. Call or click today.
We're going to find the perfect tree.
We're going skating. We're going to Nana's.
Wherever you go this holiday, Chevy can help you get there. Which is why we're making our Chevy employee discount available to everyone.
The Chevy price you pay is what we pay.
Not a cent more. So wherever you go, happy holidays from Chevy.
Now through January 4th, use the Chevy employee discount for everyone to get over $5,800 below MSRP on this Equinox. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
News 3 Now this morning brought together chefs and owners from struggling local restaurants.
Without assistance, a lot of us aren't going to exist in 2021.
Your holiday helpings are already making a difference, and continued support can help keep these vital community businesses alive. Learn more at channel3000.com. Get more local news now with Channel 3000 Plus, our free digital streaming service that brings you area news and info 24/7 from the News 3 Now team. Channel 3000 Plus. Download it today and watch from your streaming media player or mobile device. Bone-chilling, back-breaking, breathtaking. Winter weather can be a lot of things, but it should never be a surprise. Watch News 3 Now for an accurate forecast you can trust day in and day out. And when safety is an issue, you'll hear about it first and fast. First Warn Weather, always reliable so you can plan your life. Accurate news as it happens.
We want to make sure our vaccination sites are ready.
Right here, where you live.
Nearly half of Dane County's total COVID deaths have come in the last month.
Information that you can use.
These case counts are still testing our public health system and straining our hospital system.
From the team you can trust.
So many generous people are willing to help us.
For more local stories that impact your life, News 3 Now. This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning. It's Sunday, December 27th. I'm Adam Duxer, filling in for Taylor Lazenby. Developing overnight, millions of Americans are now without their expanded jobless benefits as those ran out at midnight, and President Trump has not signed a new relief package. Government funding will also lapse tomorrow, and a moratorium on evictions expires at the end of the month. Direct $600 payments to most Americans will also be delayed. Meanwhile, Congress is away from Washington, D.C. for a long holiday weekend. Last time they were in session was Thursday, and here's what House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer said then.
In sum, to make sure that the relief that American people need and that the economy needs is adopted. He needs to sign this bill to ensure that the government remains open and serving the American people as well. How ironic it would be to shut down the government at a time of pandemic crisis, the very time when government services are needed the most.
Now, President-elect Joe Biden is calling on President Trump to sign the bipartisan COVID-19 relief package. Biden warns any further delay will have devastating consequences for Americans. The president-elect argued that millions of families don't know if they'll be able to make ends meet because of Trump's refusal to sign the package. All morning long, we've been taking a look back at the year that was as we get ready to welcome in 2021 later this week. Two major events dominated politics in 2020, the presidential election and the coronavirus pandemic. And it was hard to separate the two as each impacted the other. Skylar Henry has more on this year in politics.
President-elect Joe Biden celebrated a White House win after 4 days of vote counting.
We've won with the most votes ever cast for a presidential ticket in the history of the nation.
President Trump did not concede the race, insisting the election was stolen.
So many of the states, I won every one of them. Every one of these states.
The coronavirus pandemic weighed heavily during the campaign. A majority of voters who said it was the most important issue chose Mr. Biden.
Controlling the pandemic, delivering better health care, and reviving the economy go hand in hand.
President Trump first responded to the outbreak with reassurances.
It's going to disappear. One day it's like a miracle. It will disappear.
But the virus did not disappear. In mid-March, he announced new recommendations from his coronavirus task force.
Schooling from home when possible. Avoid gathering in groups of more than 10 people. Avoid discretionary travel.
Congress passed initial relief packages to help workers and businesses, and the president launched Operation Warp Speed to develop a vaccine, but he faced scrutiny for contradicting his own health advisors.
I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute, and is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside?
In October, he tested positive and checked into Walter Reed Medical Center. The president returned to the White House 3 days later with a message about the virus.
Don't let it dominate you. Don't be afraid of it. You're going to beat it.
Before the pandemic took hold, President Trump faced an impeachment trial.
Acquitted of the charges.
The Republican Senate majority acquitted him.
This is what the end result is.
Senate Republicans delivered another victory with the confirmation of Supreme Court Justice Amy Coney Barrett after Ruth Bader Ginsburg's passing. The feminist icon was the first woman to lie in state at the U.S. Capitol.
Justice did not arrive like a lightning bolt, but rather through dogged persistence.
Washington also mourned Congressman John Lewis, the lion of the civil rights movement. During the height of racial justice protests, President Trump cleared Black Lives Matter Plaza to visit a nearby church.
I pledge to be a president who seeks not to divide, but unify.
President-elect Biden pledged to have the most diverse government ever, starting with Kamala Harris. She'll be the first woman and first person of African-American and Asian descent to serve as vice president. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Washington.
Now, parts of the final outcome of the election are still in doubt, as control of the Senate won't be settled until 2 runoff races are determined in Georgia next month. Now, we are looking at the possibility for some snow tonight, and for that we head over to meteorologist Chris Reese, who's got the latest for us.
Adam, the snow is on radar. It's starting to move its way in from the south and west. Still going to take a couple of hours to truly get here. What you're seeing across the north woods, a lot of that may not be reaching the ground just yet, but pay attention towards the south and west, closer to Waterloo, Iowa. That's what's going to help set up the band of snow that moves in later on. Winter weather advisories in effect from Sauk County towards the north and east. The clouds have certainly moved in. We're going to keep those clouds around. 26, our temperature in Madison right now. All of us in the 20s for the most part. 30 showing up in Janesville, 34 for Milwaukee, 35 for Kenosha. As we look ahead, we keep those clouds around. The snow likely begins closer towards about 3 or 4 o'clock. Adam?
And Chris mentioned earlier, it could be a snowy night tonight at Lambeau as the Packers are getting ready to play in primetime. And it could be a big night for Green Bay as they could lock up the top seed in the playoffs with a win and a Seattle Seahawks loss. But it won't be easy as they face off against the rushing attack of the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee's Derrick Henry is the league's leading rusher, and the Packers have had a lot of trouble trying to stop the run this year. Packers coach Matt LaFleur thinks his defense has improved as the season has gone on, but also knows backs like Henry can make even good defenses look bad.
This is what great backs do. They make people look silly, and certainly he's been doing that for a couple years now. And he's an elite runner, and we need multiple hats at the ball because he's going to make people miss, or he may stiff arm somebody and make them miss.
Packers and Titans will take the national stage tonight on Sunday Night Football. Kickoff is set for 7:20 at Lambeau. And if you can't stay up, see the end of it, we'll have a full recap here tomorrow morning. Coming up after the break, nearly 10 months in, she's still working each day to save lives from the coronavirus. Jeff Spreiter introduces us to a UW hospital nurse on the front lines.
time to put 2020 in the rear view and get to the final days of the Ford Built for the Holidays sales event. It's your last chance for our best offers of the season across the Ford lineup. So hurry in today. The Ford Built for the Holidays sales event ends soon. Get Escape with 0 for 66 financing plus $1,500 cash and $2,000 trade assist during the final days of the Built for the Holidays sales event.
Have you heard? Tempur-Pedic sleep is better sleep. With innovative memory foam developed by NASA, Tempur-Pedic mattresses reduce motion transfer, which means less tossing and turning so you can sleep undisturbed through the night. But which Tempur-Pedic is right for you? Come to Denver Mattress and test for yourself. Let our expert sales staff guide you to your perfect Tempur-Pedic. And right now, get a free Furniture Row gift certificate when you purchase any Tempur-Pedic. Shop Denver Mattress today, your Tempur-Pedic elite retailer.
Is your credit score getting in the way of things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit help you borrow up to $10,000. So check your eligibility on netcredit.com today without affecting your credit score. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
The holidays are a time for giving.
To your friends, your family,
to your teachers.
In that spirit of giving,
Chevy's proud to give our employee discount to everyone.
The Chevy price you pay
is what we pay.
Not a cent more.
Because giving and giving back is what the holidays are all about.
Use the Chevy employee discount for everyone to get a total value of over $8,400 on this Silverado.
Get the Chevy employee discount for everyone today.
News 3 Now takes you inside Wisconsin's COVID crisis, beyond the statistics.
I just can't even imagine how scared and how anxious my mom must have been.
Hear deeply personal stories of people who've experienced it, including one of our own.
Names behind the numbers, Friday at 4 p.m. When we hear a big storm's headed our way, some of us fall back into bed, some into fresh powder. Spending your day indoors or out, it's all about knowing what to expect. Watch News 3 Now for an accurate first warn forecast so you can plan your perfect day.
At News 3 Now, we've been asking antenna viewers to rescan TVs in order to receive our boosted broadcast signal. If you're still experiencing problems after rescanning, you may need to install a UHF-VHF combined antenna. For more information, please go to channel3000.com.
Away from your TV? Not a problem. Get breaking news, weather alerts, and political coverage from the award-winning News 3 Now team. Plus, all things Madison. Stay connected anywhere with Channel 3000, Madison's #1 digital news source.
We are watching a chance for some light snow as we move into today. A lot of that's just back towards the north and west, but it's going to be filling its way in as we move into the afternoon and evening. For that, there are winter weather advisories. Those begin right around Sauk County and then work their way towards the north and east. That's where we're more confident at about 3 inches of snow or so falling, especially up towards Green Bay. So folks watching the game at Lambeau today, you'll see the snowflakes flying throughout that game. Current conditions, cloudy outside right now. We're at 26 degrees. Most of us are seeing those temperatures into the 20s. Janesville is at 30. We'll watch those snowflakes begin into the early afternoon.
Meteorologist Chris Reese, thank you, and we'll see you back here in just a couple of moments. Well, all week long, we've been honoring the people on the front lines against COVID. And every nurse in our community went above and beyond their call of duty this year to help others. And Madison Magazine is highlighting the top nurses providing care to those in need in a cover story called Lion Hearts. This morning, we feature one of the winners in the Practice Award category, a nurse working hard in a COVID unit. Here's Josh Sprider.
It's been a tough year for those on the front lines of the COVID-19 pandemic. We caught up with Madison nurse Anika Scott, who's helping others survive these times through authenticity.
My parents did really well with instilling values in us, the importance of hard work, of good work ethics and discipline in working towards our dreams and our goals in life.
Scott is the only black nurse on her unit in a state where only 2% of nurses are black.
Being part of such a small minority of nurses, it is eye-opening I am one of very few black nurses at UW Health.
Her story doesn't begin here in Madison, though. She grew up in the Caribbean and later moved to do missionary work and teach English in Mexico, where she earned a degree in management and communication studies. Next, she went to Haiti, where she earned her master's degree in public health administration while working as the director of education and training at a hospital. That's when she realized she wanted to do more, give more, and experience more.
I felt like I was missing something in that direct patient care.
When she came to the United States, her husband began teaching at Beloit College, just as the UW-Madison School of Nursing was launching its accelerated 12-month nursing program. Soon after her 22-week orientation at UW Hospital, COVID-19 hit, but her life experiences prepared her for this moment.
I think so. It helps with the way I approach my patients, the way I speak with my patients. I think that I'm able to think beyond what I see in front of me and treat with them on that level, meet them where they are, but help them to take an additional step.
She certainly never predicted that a pandemic would strike and she'd find herself serving UW Hospital's most acute patients, all in her first year on the job.
When I think of COVID and the way that it is affecting everyone, but particularly the black community, it is something that is heartbreaking in the sense that black people have so much to put up with and have had to put up with so much in life.
Now she opts to wear a hooded battery-operated respirator with a clear face shield. Even though it requires extra time and care to gear up and down and clean between patients, she says it's more personal.
I prefer to use the PAPR, which is a clear shield. It allows patients to see my face. It allows them to see my smile, to see my concern.
This is especially important for hard of hearing and patients of color who are comforted by a provider who looks like them, as well as Spanish speakers, as Scott is fluent.
I felt like nursing combined with my former public health experience complemented each other in a really special way, in that I can see my patients at the bedside now.
Scott likes to treat her patients like family because she knows how important family is. 2 of her 5 sisters are also nurses.
Sadly, my dad died 17 years ago, so he's not able to see how far we've come. But my mom is really proud of all of her girls.
She's grateful to have a husband who's always supportive of whatever she sets out to do.
I think that's what family is about, supporting each other and working together to help each other achieve your goals and your aspirations.
And while Scott is honored to be called a top nurse, her focus remains on the community as she encourages people to not be complacent at this time.
We have been dealing with COVID for almost all of 2020, and it seems like we will continue to deal with it for who knows how long. But it is important to continue with the guidelines that we are being given, and it is also important to take care of ourselves, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally.
Anika Scott would also like to thank other members of her healthcare team, many of whom nominated her for this award. She says oftentimes it's only the doctors and nurses receiving all of the credit when there are so many people behind the scenes that deserve just as much thanks. Josh Spreiter, News 3 Now.
And a reminder, you can pick up a copy of this month's Madison magazine on newsstands now, and to read more about the nurse heroes in our community. More holidays are quickly approaching, and so are more chances for snow. Looking live over the Capitol, and Chris is back with a look at another holiday week forecast next on News 3 Now this morning. But first, if you have a little kid turning 3 soon, please do let us know so we can show their picture on TV.
Look Who's 3 is sponsored by 3 Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
For over 30 years, Lexus has been celebrating driveway moments. Here's to one more. The Lexus December to Remember sales event.
Lease the 2020 UX200 for $299 a month for 36 months and we'll make your first month's payment.
Experience amazing.
Associated Physicians' #1 concern is the safety of our staff, community, and patients. That's why every patient is getting a screening phone call prior to stepping foot into our office. Nothing can stop our devotion to you. We'll still be here to address your concerns, whether it's through a virtual visit or through the phone. If you have questions, feel free to reach out to us at 608-233-9746 or visit us online at apmadison.com.
In 1912, Leon L. Bean sold his first batch of 100 boats, 90 of them leaked. He refunded every pair and then perfected them. Because if it wasn't comfortable, he didn't want people to have it. This holiday season, we want to help you give the warmest, coziest, longest-lasting gifts on Earth and make you feel more comfortable than you have in a long, long time.
Our new house is amazing. Great street, huge yard.
There is a bit of an issue with our neighbor's fencing. At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
Which helps us save even more.
Hey, Sarah. Hey, Peter.
Push it. What?
Tongue down.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
You're up early.
Well, U.S. Cellular is giving away the latest phones for free with no hidden requirements, so I did not want to miss it.
Actually, you can get the latest phones free all season long.
What? All season long, huh?
Yep, and no hidden requirements.
You in the market for any camping gear? Only been used once.
At U.S. Cellular, get the latest phones free with the plan of your choice and no required phone trade-ins all season long. U.S. Cellular, upgrade to fair.
For over 30 years, Lexus has been celebrating driveway moments. Here's to one more. The Lexus December to Remember sales event.
Lease the 2021 RX 350 all-wheel drive for $419 a month for 36 months and we'll make your first month's payment.
Experience amazing.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Doppler track already starting to show the first signs of some snow moving into the Badger State. Most of that's actually going to be able to reach the ground. That is back to the west, but it's starting to move on in. You can see what's happening around Waterloo, Iowa. That's going to continue to push its way towards the north and east into Wisconsin as we go through time. High-resolution radar shows you what's on the maps already coming together for some light snow out there today. Cloudy outside right now. Our temperature is at 26 degrees. Wind chills are already down into the upper teens because there's a little bit of a breeze out there. 30 in Janesville, 20 in Camp Douglas. The Dells coming in at 21. Watoma also coming in right around that 20-degree mark. Now let's show you how future track plays out just as we go through today. We likely see that snow moving in around 4 o'clock or so. Here we are at 6:30. Snow is flying, but the heaviest of that is certainly going to be towards the north and eastern parts of the state. That snow moves out overnight, and we'll see a little bit of sunshine for your Monday, but we're staying generally cold. Clouds will begin to increase for us again as we work your way into Tuesday. That's as our storm system that we've been watching moves ashore and then deepens across the western part of the country before working its way towards the Great Lakes. One of the model trends that we've seen overnight is that this low is a little bit further south, still transitions us over to at least a period of freezing rain and rain, but now they're trying to develop a secondary low that would move towards our part of the country as we move into Thursday and Friday. So now that's another storm system that we have to potentially track as we go through the week. Lots to figure out there. Here's how it plays out for us. By Tuesday, we at least start to see that snow breaking out, especially Tuesday night. Then we go over to a period of freezing rain and rain on your Wednesday morning. Then we end things as sleet and snow again on the backside. Here's another version of Future Track showing you pretty much a similar setup here. We go into Tuesday, that snow starts to move in from the south and west, a period of freezing rain over to rain and then we end as a little bit of snow on the backside, but then this same model is the one that really wants to ramp up that secondary wave as we move into Thursday and Friday. This would honestly be the heavier round of snow if this were to take place. I think it'll take place. I'm not sure it's going to be right on top of us. There's still plenty of questions that I'm working on ironing out as we go through this forecast. But one thing is for sure, we are expecting some snow today. We are expecting accumulating snow Tuesday night and into early Wednesday before that mixes in with some rain. There'll be snowflakes again for New Year's Eve. Then it's cold. We'll see those temperatures into the 20s, perhaps into the 30s early next week with the chance of some flurries. But Adam, we're busy in the weather department. We're going to stay busy as we go through the next couple of days.
Well, Chris, I'm sure you'll stay warm by the virtual fireplace there over in the Reese Manor. Meteorologist Chris Reese. Well, finally this morning, finding a bright spot this holiday season. Just ahead, we'll show you some of the best light displays from coast to coast. And as we go to break, we wanted to show you a taste of Tuba Christmas virtual performance since they couldn't hold their usual show at the Capitol. Here's Deck the Halls.
Keep your holidays in sync with free pickup on all your fresh favorites from Pick and Save. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
From the kennel to the coop, whatever the season, Fleet Farm has everything to keep your animals happy and healthy. Whether you're getting them through the winter season, mastering those retrieval skills season, or wondering who takes care of who season. There's a reason people say, if Fleet Farm doesn't have it, you don't need it, because we have it all. Fleet Farm, built for real life.
Attention, have you or a loved one suffered from maculopathy, a serious retinal injury, after taking the prescription drug Almiron for interstitial cystitis or bladder pain syndrome? In 2018, a researcher at the Emory School of Medicine linked Almiron, a prescription drug that treats interstitial cystitis or bladder pain syndrome, to maculopathy, which is sight-threatening and can cause an abrupt change of vision. Call Almiron Justice for a free legal consultation.
Please call 800-395-6755.
So, how's saving for the renovation going?
All done.
I will never understand how you do it.
Easy. She saves with BMO Harris. We give you a cash reward for every month you save.
So BMO will give me cash for saving money?
You bet.
Can the subject hold position 2, please?
How's this?
That's art.
I make saving look good.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect. Get a $5 reward every month you save $200 or more in a new BMO Statement Savings account.
Hey, got a great deal at Toyotathon.
Got a great deal at Toyotathon.
You too, huh?
Got a great deal at Toyotathon. Yeah. Got a great deal. Okay.
It's the final days of Toyotathon. Yes. Time for you to get a great deal.
Right now, during the final days of Toyotathon, you can lease a new 2021 Toyota RAV4 for $209 a month with $500 lease bonus cash included.
It all ends January 4th.
Toyota, let's go places.
This holiday season, use the Pick and Save app to get personalized coupons, weekly deals, and rewards like fuel points. So you can save big on exactly what you want, no matter who you are. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
On the next live, before we continue our tribute to nurses on the front lines as highlighted in Madison Magazine. And film critic Will Loper will tell us what he thinks of the new Wonder Woman movie.
Waking up to stuff like this should never be a surprise. Download the Channel 3000 First Warn app and be ready for whatever Mother Nature throws our way.
In this holiday season, many families are trying to find creative ways to celebrate while staying safe. What better way to do that in 2020 by getting in the holiday season with some festive light displays? Nancy Chen shows us the best from around the country.
It's not unusual to have a sold-out night at this holiday light display in Westchester County, New York.
It was the best light show.
With as many as 1,500 cars passing through a bright and socially distanced winter wonderland.
Especially with COVID going on, it's a nice, safe way to get families and kids out.
The Westchester Parks Foundation has organized the holiday attraction for the past 6 years, usually with performers in an ice skating rink. But this year, they turned their lights into the main attraction.
We're seeing people coming in multiple cars with friends in other cars and really just celebrating the season together.
The pandemic-friendly setup requires families stay inside their cars once they're on the route, keeping a safe distance from everyone else. It's precautions like those making displays like these popular around the country.
There's millions and millions of lights.
In Southern California, the rides at Six Flags Magic Mountain are closed, but the amusement park is hosting its first ever drive-through experience.
I love it. It's so much fun.
Oh, it's awesome. They did a beautiful job.
And the lights are on at LA's Dodger Stadium, with cars taking a lap around the home of baseball's 2020 world champions. Of course, a guest appearance adds some extra sparkle.
And I will see you soon. Merry Christmas.
A glimmer of light at the end of a twinkling tunnel. Nancy Chen, CBS News, Valhalla, New York.
Organizers say the light shows are a way for families to still make memories together and perhaps even start a new tradition. If you're in the Madison area, you have about a week left to check out the drive-through display at Olin Park. And we are tracking some weather for today. Meteorologist Chris Reese joins us for a final look at our forecast.
Adam, some light snow is possible today, generally right around about an inch here. As you work your way towards the north, that's where 2 to 4 inches could be possible. That works its way all the way to Green Bay, so keep that in mind. A break for Monday, then Tuesday night into Thursday. That's where that next winter storm system could bring several inches of snow for a lot of folks. Still plenty of time for changes. We're going to be fine-tuning that forecast as we get closer. Then, as we ring in the new year, we will keep those temperatures in the 20s before perhaps some temperatures into the low and middle 30s for early the following week. That may also come with a chance for some light snow and flurries.
All right. Thank you for joining us. Have a great rest of your